I had already recorded this vlog, but forgot to mention something very, very important, so I'm going to tack this on at the start. I know I said I don't edit, but I'm editing this in. There is, I think, like a couple of hours left in the sale for the Customizer kit. So if you want to get over $200 worth of Epic Art Supplies, 15% off the already discounted price of $115, so under $98 for a huge amount of amazing customizing things, including a 40-page book, paint markers, and art tools that combined are worth as much as you're paying for the kit that is already packed with so much more. So don't miss out, 15% off. Links in the description, or you can check it out at customizerkit.com. On to the dramatic vlog. G'day everyone. I think I'm starting off this vlog where I left off the last one. This pile has sat frozen in time, actually for 2 days, because I didn't vlog yesterday. We'll get to that. Because we pre-selected our markers, so I just left the sign, do not touch or move, because I need to select 48, and we got a whole bunch ready, but it's not quite done, so I'm going to come back and finalize those. For those of you who missed that vlog, we're putting together the Colouring Quest, which I'm hoping will be an amazing 100-page adventure in colouring, and with a selection of 48 exciting markers. Meanwhile, on the main channel, I'm moving over to do a project I'm really excited about. But what I'm gonna, this is like a different way of sharing that excitement. I kind of just ditched yesterday at about 3 p.m. because what happened, I did a dum-dum. So far this year, I'm gearing up to shoot, so I should actually turn stuff on. So far this year, I've really approached things with a mindset of, like, to a degree, I have been feeling like I've rediscovered being a YouTuber again, which is really interesting feeling after 10 years, especially in the midst of all these big YouTubers and long-term YouTubers who have been doing it for a similar time, sort of quitting or retiring. It's not plugged in, that explains that. And there we go. Yeah, so I've been feeling really good, and every video we've put out this year so far, I can genuinely say I've felt passionate about, and that's been my intent. I've really enjoyed sort of doing that and making sure I can do that. This week, I knew I had 2 days to film, 2 days worth of filming over the course of 3 days. And I didn't want to make a compromise. I don't like the feeling like I'm taking the easy road or whatever it is. So I pitched the recreating the, I don't know if this is a bad idea, because I don't know how many people remember this, but the Castle Grayskull toy from He-Man. So this is a risky concept because it's a more than a 40-year-old toy, and I don't know if people even recognize it. So please let me know in this vlog. It would, reassure me. Otherwise, hopefully I'll just make something cool people want to look at. So I'm doing a very big, very epic version of it, which already off to a good start. But I put myself in a really dumb position. I said it would take 2 days. This was towards the end of the when I say 2 days, sorry, I should clarify. I did say 2 days worth of filming over 3 days. So I was technically on the second day out of 3, and I was up to this on the afternoon of the second day. I had a bunch of meetings on Tuesday, Wednesday, and I had maybe 4 hours left. No, 3 hours left yesterday, and then like another 3-hour block the next day. And I was feeling rubbish. Like all of yesterday, I'm like pushing through. Because I was like, I just felt like I'm rushing it. I felt like, it's going to look crap. And I think for the first time this year, since I'd been so reinvigorated, I'd felt like I was really making myself miserable in the process because I wanted to do something cool. I overreached. And then I put myself in a position where I was stuck trying to make something cooler than I had time to make. I had to rush it if I was going to try and make it work in that time. And it was suffering. As I'm going through it, I'm feeling pretty uninspired and miserable as I'm sort of forcing it into place, and B, it's like things are going wrong, or I'm not taking time to sort of align things as nicely as I would otherwise. And you know, if you look close in any places, it's pretty rough around the edges. Now, fortunately, it's the kind of project where that doesn't matter, and the later steps will compensate for that. But at the same time, you know, I'm like burning myself with the glue gun. I'm like doing dumb stuff, and in the past, I have cut myself and done dumb stuff because I'm rushing. So I put myself in that position where it's only going to lead to bad things, and it's only going to lead to a result I'm not happy with, and me feeling like absolute crap. And I'd sort of worked myself up in that place, and by 3 p.m. I was just like, I gotta stop and recalibrate. So I actually walked away, and I asked Amy to do a bit more on it for me. So she's done, this is my first time seeing it, but she's done some these pieces that I can sculpt on, which is awesome. And some pieces I can turn into other pieces, like the door. That's great. There we go. My balcony. Awesome. So I've got more that's progressed there that I can come back and continue with. And I've just pushed my calendar around and give myself more time. And I've still achieved a lot. Like I was pushing through, and I still got a good bit of momentum. But I'm giving myself a bit more time to do this the way that I want to do it. And I'm finding, I guess that I felt a disappointment in myself that I've been doing things to a certain standard of like giving of my passion or inspiration. And this was a video where I felt like it was ready for all of that. So much so, actually, like I wrote a whole script for a whole bunch of gags that we're going to be doing because Amy has made me a He-Man costume that I'm turning into He-Bloke with the Aussie twist. And I've got some, yeah, look at my muscle suit. We've got some really fun bits that I think it'll be a really fun, dumb sort of section in the video. So it's genuinely a video I'm very excited about, and I put myself in a position to kind of ruin that a little bit. And this is the cycle. This is the reason so many YouTubers and people who have been doing this, end up in, and I've been here time and time again. The difference is I'm really trying to recognize it more and pull out of it more. Because people want to watch content that we're inspired about. People want to watch, it's like the you part of YouTube is like you connecting with me, which is why I'm enjoying doing these vlogs again, because I really do enjoy being genuine and sharing the things I care about and love doing. But it's a system that really pushes you to push yourself beyond what's actually realistic or reasonable. And it's going to continue to do that. And I'm going to continue to fall in that trap. The trick is just going to be catching it more and recentering myself. I think MKBHD, Marcus Brownlee, said it really well when he sort of analysed the situation in his video and just talked about it. Like, if you're going to be a YouTuber for a long time, you need to be doing something that you can always find your passion in. And fortunately, if I wasn't making video content, I would still love doing this. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not forcing myself to do something I don't love. I love the variety, and I love the ambition and the constant change and interesting things I get to do. So I'm very grateful, but I definitely put myself in a crappy situation that I'm crawling my way back out of, and hopefully learning the lesson a little bit more. But it's never a completely learned lesson. It's always, you just relearn it in doses. So that's the moral of my story this week. Since I'm doing minuscule editing for this video, I just wanted to just also point out that I didn't vlog yesterday as well, which I think is good. So even though I'm doing the daily vlogging thing every work day in general, I'm also being more balanced now. Look at me go. It's been 10 years and I'm learning. Question of the day from Irunia Alice 1764, who says, are you planning or open to do more collabs this year? I would love to do more collabs this year. I had a call yesterday with Sarah Renee Clark. We talked about some stuff that we could do, and I'm hopefully able to do something with her later this year. I feel like a bit bummed out that I haven't been as good as collabing in the last couple of years as I'd like to be. But I feel like we're getting into a place with our production flow that we're becoming pretty confident to be able to sort of be flexible or get ahead, especially doing one video a week. So yeah, I really want to do that. So fingers crossed 2024 is the year I can get back into collaborating a bit more again. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow.